Good morning, everyone. I've been out and about all morning working on the soybean yield guessing contest sponsored by Corteva and Pioneer Seeds. I'm really excited for how that's going to turn out, but I showed up to the farm. There's equipment out everywhere. The barn door is open and the combine is gone. What in the world? What are we missing out on right now? It's a relatively brisk morning out here in Coles County, but I bet you we're cutting some soybeans somewhere and I'm missing out. We did have that one field of soybeans that was close to that oil well that was really close but had a lot of replants in it. I think Dad may have gone over there with his combine to cut into them and cut around those beans that aren't quite ready. I'm excited to see how that's going. If it's the field I'm thinking about, it's only 30 acres and a lot of it has replant in it that won't be ready, so it's really not going to justify the grain cart or the other combine. Dad's probably already plugged through a lot of it this morning. Let's go check in and see how he's doing. I disappear for 1 hour and I show up and he's cut a little bit of a soybean maze out in this field. Everything that's harvestable out here has been harvested. Pretty pleased with the yields, but we'll see how the rest of the season turns out. We're going to go check another field, and if it's close to being harvestable, we're going to take that combine up there and cut a sample. They look like they've turned more in just one day.
That one I bit wasn't dry.
Bring the combines out tomorrow?
I'm gonna bring it up today and take a sample.
Hopefully he remembers to close the top on that. It gives me anxiety some days. I better go get the draper. The goods have been secured. I somehow got ahead of him. I'm not sure how that happened. I really thought he was up the road. Something you gotta be really careful with when you're planning your hookups on these drapers is that the connection is on the left side and you're gonna have to block traffic, so he'll probably back in somewhere and I'll pull up in front of him. Most times it's easier when the combine's ahead of the head cart. The only problem with being so close behind him is he's a lot slower than I am. Ooh, a grain cart. Someone picking some corn out here. I just unstrapped the cart. Dad's unfolding his hopper. I'm gonna pull up here. He's backed in on my left side and we're gonna be able to hook up real quick. Looks like he paused his hopper midway through. I'm gonna pull this out of the way. He's probably gonna hook on. We're barely blocking the road. We're pros.
Quite a bit of them. What the hell is going on?
A lot of beans on the ground. Okay, rock trap closed. Yeah. We're diagnosing some harvest loss issues. Dad's out back walking the combine. Being down is what's causing all our yield loss here. Those of you who are unfamiliar with harvesting a crop, that may not seem like a lot on the ground, but all it takes is 8.5 beans per square foot, so square foot, something like that, to be 2.2 bushels an acre. At $10 cash beans over the scales, that's $20+ worth of beans on the ground. We had that inside looked over this winter when we had this midwinter service, and it looks like the mechanics didn't put it back together all the way correctly. That's consulting literature.
What is that, 5mm? Close enough?
Closer. At least it's not closed. Cut some more. We're going to take another sample here. And there's still some out there, but not near as bad. Recalibrate everything. We're back in action. We're getting a workout today, Dad. Few. Could be head loss.
Much better.
If they ever invent battery-powered farm equipment, we'd have a quick hookup here. That or if Dad ever backs into it.
What makes you think Dad's gonna back into it as opposed to he? Because he's filming everything, not paying attention.
Well, you have the track record with the unloading auger that I do not.
I've got 40 years of it.
Quality and quantity, they're different. There goes our last load of the day. We're going to shut down here. Beans are a little bit wetter and tougher than we like. I think maybe Monday, so 2 days from now, we're going to go ahead and try them again, bring both combines up and just hit it full swing. We're having some issues with the sieves on the combine. I think we got it figured out. hopefully minimize our harvest loss, even though we've already probably lost a little bit out in our field and the field before this. We haven't really harvested that much though. Every day you got to work on these things. That first field Dad cut into has a lot of old oil well pipes and rocks around it, so really not surprising to have some injuries on your platform after that. These are made to be pretty easily replaceable. Can't shut the combine off, it's regenning. Tier 4 motors are a joke. Gas found a little bit of a precious mineral. We'll call this a soft start to the harvest. A few things were going wrong there with the combine. It's like he tried to shut it off and the emission system told him to turn it back on. Be a good time to talk about what went wrong on the combine. There's a few different issues at hand here on the combine. Most of it's related to the back sieves we had replaced on the combine this winter in our midwinter special. Part of the issue was that those sieves weren't closed the right amount. They were closed all the way as opposed to just marginally. So we had to crank open the back and adjust it a tiny bit. And two, because they pulled the sieve out and put a new one in, we didn't recalibrate the combine. Anytime you replace a part on a combine, you need to recalibrate it if it's a calibratable part. So we did that and it made tremendous gains in our harvest loss, or I guess I would call it a tremendous reduction in our harvest loss. Really, I mean, it was a 5+ bushel an acre jump on our yield monitor just from that. So that would have cost us a lot of money if we would have gotten far into the season and not noticed it. That's why you got to get out. It's the same as when you're planting. You got to get out and check behind, make sure everything's going in and going out the way you want it. 5 bushel an acre on 100 acres, $5,000. The combine, the draper, and the head cart are going to sit out here for a few days while we wait on Mother Nature to dry these beans down a little bit. There's one of our neighbors about to wrap up a field of soybeans. Looks pretty good. It looks like we're headed back to the same holding pattern that we've been in for the last few days. Still waiting for this crop to dry down a hair more. Everything's parked for the night. We have a combine sitting up in a field. Hopefully this Monday, so 2 days from now, it's Saturday, this crop will be ready to come out. We'll have a lot of beans kind of ready around the same time, so I think once we hit the ground running on Monday, we can kind of go full speed from there. Curiosity is getting the best of Dad, so he went up to one of our farms up north to pull a few ear samples to have tested at the elevator. I know that they're not going to be dry enough to harvest yet, but I think he kind of wants to have an idea of how far out they are. Hopefully we'll have a lot to do next week, a lot of interesting content in the pipeline. This morning I wrapped up filming on the Corteva soybean yield guessing contest. Hopefully I've already got that uploaded by the time you see this video, and hopefully you see this video on Sunday as well as the yield contest video, so you can watch them both at the same time. If you didn't click on that one, hop over there and watch it. It's not that long. It's a very fun, easygoing contest I put together for you guys to do a little bit of guessing on the work we've done this season and the product of it on our soybeans. And of course you can win some awesome gear, so make sure you hop over there, get an entry in the comment section, and hopefully you win. That's going to be it for today. We had a nice, easy start to harvest. A few problems that we got worked out before they really cost us that much money. The boss and I checked a little bit ago that first soybean field he cut to see if he was losing beans out the back that whole time, and it didn't seem to be an issue. So I think that that was a problem. Maybe those beans up north that we were cutting were just a lot more vegetative matter, maybe higher yielding, so a lot more material was going through the combine and then more was coming out the back. That's going to be it for today. Hopefully you guys see this video on Sunday, so tomorrow. Today's Saturday. It's Saturday evening. Beautiful day out now, 75 degrees, a little bit chilly in the morning. We're expecting warmer weather tomorrow, which will be much friendlier to dry our corn, our soybeans a hair more. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you want to see more, and comment if you have any questions. Harvest season is upon us, and I'm super excited. Have a great night, everyone. Peace!